Okay, hi third graders. So last time we were here, we were talking just a little bit about the Navajo culture and how the Navajo actually call themselves the Diné. And the Diné or the Navajo people have a story about a figure called the Spider Woman, and the Spider Woman was responsible for helping to create the world on her spider web. And she taught the first people how to do weaving so that they could have materials for things like blankets and clothing, and they could also use it to trade and sell. So we started with the loom and we put some string on it. If you missed that lesson, go back to last week's lesson and watch the video. And this week what we're going to do is we're going to continue working on the weaving. So you'll need your loom with the string on it already, and some more weaving materials like yarn, string, and I gave you some other options too. So let me flip the camera down and you'll see the rest of how we're doing this. Last time I said you could use other materials. It doesn't have to be yarn. So maybe here's a plastic piece right here, or some ribbon. This is just ribbon. And we started doing the center weave right here. So what we're going to do with this part is we're going to continue that. One way to continue it is just taking one part, just a small end of the weaving material, and then just weave it, just going over and under. So I go under that, over this string, under, over, under, over, like that. Okay. And then that small end, I'm just going to tuck it underneath it. Tuck it underneath the weaving or under the yarn, these yarns right here. And then I got the rest of the long ribbon. So with this, I'm going to continue weaving it the opposite way. So this one, I notice that it's under here. So that means my next, if I'm going this way, I'm going to go over then under. And I just go over and under, and then don't forget to pull once in a while. You don't want to pull too hard though, because you don't want to end up pulling out the yarn. So just be gentle when you're pulling. Go under and over, and pull gently. Under that, over here. All right, so I'm going to fast forward through the next part. And when I get to the end of this string, I'll show you how to connect to the next string. Okay, so now that I'm at the end of this string, I'm going to attach this to the next string. And this time I'm going to be weaving some with plastic. So you have a couple of options here. You can tie them together into a knot, like how you just tie a simple shoe knot like that. Or you can not do a knot and just tuck this underneath like how we did before. Weave until you can't weave no more. And then just tuck it underneath to hide it. Oops, that didn't stay tucked under. It needs a little, there we go. Okay, so and then with this one, I just do what I did before, and I just tuck this underneath a couple different strings like that. I just keep it under a string, and then I take the long end, and then I just continue weaving some more. So whenever you're finished with one string, you can tuck that end underneath so no one can see it. Tuck a little bit of the beginning of the next string underneath, and then weave with the long end. And weaving, you just go over and under, over and under. Don't forget to pull. Don't pull too hard. Remember, you want to be gentle. I'm going to fast forward this again. All right, so after that fast forward, during that fast forward, I wove some more strands in, and then now I'm on my last one. So once you're have gotten to your last one, and that means that like you have about a finger width of yarn or string left over on the ends, and you really can't fit any more. I mean, just try to weave as much as you can, and if you can fit more, great. But if you can't, then you're truly done. So here I'm pretty much done. What I'm going to do with this end string is I have two options. I can tie this to one of these strings. I can just carefully lace it back like that and then tape that down. Or if I don't want it to be seen, I just wrap it around a couple times on that same string. Wrap one time, two times, and then take this end and then I just tuck it underneath. And then it should stay hidden. If you have any pieces of yarn or string that are sticking out, this is when you can start cutting them, but be very careful when you're cutting that you don't actually cut one of these strings right here. Okay, so this is pretty much done. And then with your coloring or drawing materials, you can add on details. For example, I can color this in. Maybe I want to use these crayons and I can color these in. Remember that there's an odd number, so it's not going to work if you're trying to do a pattern of like purple, green, purple, green, purple, green, purple, green, purple, green, purple, green, purple, because you're going to end up with two. You could try purple, green, blue, purple, green, blue, purple, green, blue, purple, green, blue, purple. That's not going to work either. So it's okay if you don't do a pattern. If you want to do a pattern though, what I would suggest is something like you create a pattern within here and repeat it every time. So for example, I could do purple, blue, purple within this section and then repeat it here. So purple, blue, purple. Okay, so when it's done, it'll look something like this. All right, and I hope you had fun making this with me. I know it's a little bit challenging to do from home without the materials that we normally would use for this project, but I'm sure it looks great and I'd love to see a picture of it, so don't forget to post it. And I will be back here next time with a new video with some new information and new art lessons. All right, bye guys.